Welcome everybody to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with me by hitting that subscription button and also bell notification to be notified of my new uploads. Thank you to all of you that have been with me and are just embarking. I can't thank you enough. Also, I want to thank everybody that has been helping, either donating through the PayPal or Super Chat for the women in need of thread. And for the ones that are considering, please do so. They really are desperate in need. Thank you so much. I also want to mention that I do have a private crochet group. If you do have a profile, you can request and be a member there. I also have TikTok and Instagram and Facebook page crochet, so you can follow me there. You could always get a hold of me much faster by messaging me through one of these other medias. And we are going to get started. So most of the time now I use 2.75 hook or 3 or 3.5. My threads are Portugal threads. They only sell them here in Portugal. They're 100% cotton threads. They're similar to Lydia number 3 cotton, but a little bit thinner. So my patterns become smaller than Lydia number 3. You also will need a pair of scissors, and we're going to get started. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important, and it helps the channel a lot. If possible, you can share, bring your friends and family along. It would be also very helpful. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's get started. Okay, everyone, so we're going to create, this is going to be a doily, but this officially can be a rug. If you use the macrame thick thread, will be perfect for this type of rug. It's not an oval, it's a half oval, half square, so it's a mixture of both. It is not my design. I don't know who designed it. It's been a while that this pattern has been created, and some of my friends have created it and asked me to do the tutorial on it because it's so popular. So I'm going to. So it's and another thing, you can go as big as you want. It starts by the granny square, which I'm using some leftover threads. I have the pink and lime green, the multicolored green, and the off-white cream at the end. And also I added these pearls, but normally it would take smaller pearls, as if you're using rugs, you don't want big pearls to be stepping on it and get hurt, or don't use any if you don't want to. But it is beautiful, I can tell you that, and I'm sure by the picture already. Of course, the tutorial is done by the time this goes up. These are 4-ply 100% cotton thread, which I made a live video that there was a lot of people requesting these threads, and I mentioned that I can ship it out to you. It's $12 100 grams, and you have to order at least 6 because the shipping is an arm and an eyeball. So and a minimum of 6 to ship out, because it takes forever for me to stand in line at the post office, since it's one little post office for a whole village. Okay, so you can always email me or follow me through my group, request to be in my group, or follow me on my crochet page. It's all in the same name, Crochet Art Tutorials by Maggie Lopez, Instagram or TikTok. You can message me. If you're interested, then let me know. And once I do have a few orders in, then I'll ship everything out together, because I don't feel like going every day or every second day to the post office and wait 2-3 hours in line. Okay. I will eventually do a live video with the numbers, because these threads are by numbers, not by names. And this is similar to Lydia number 3 cotton, a little bit thinner, so obviously the patterns are thinner, but it would be perfect. You don't necessarily have to order in the cream or the whites. You can use Lydia, and then if you order on these colors, whatever colors you want, you can mix it with Lydia, so that is less of shipping. And I prefer Lydia actually when it's like for doilies and rugs and things like that, because it's thicker. It's a little bit bigger, so your pattern becomes bigger. Okay, so these are 8 millimeters. Make sure that you are careful with the little round here because the pearl can be 8 millimeters, but the little hole could be too small to enter your thread. And let's get started. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. I'm going to use a 2.75 hook, but you can use a 3 or 3.5. It's up to you. Depending upon your tension, your thread, you should know by now to use a hook bigger or 2 than your normal if your tension is too tight. Okay, and if it's too loose, then use a hook or 2 smaller. Of course, a little bit harder because then the threads all start coming out apart, so you have to be more slow and more careful. Let's get started, everyone. I'm going to do only 3, but you can use 4 or 5 depending upon the size you would like. Because this is just a sample demonstration for you guys, I'm going to use only 3, so at least you can have the idea of what this doily or rug looks like. I'm going to do the magic circle. In case you don't know how, then do a 4 or 5 chain depending upon your tension. And I'm going to do the 4 groups of 3 double crochet to start off this granny. So I do 1 chain and then I come back in and do a single and 2 more chain, and I leave a little bit of thread so I can hook my pearl at the end, and also to tuck in your loose ends, it's more safer. So 2 chain space and 3 more double crochet. So we'll have 4 groups of 3 double crochet to make your granny square. I've done my 4 groups of 3 double crochet, and now I'm going to do 1 chain only, and I'm going to come in on my 3rd one here. We're not closing it in because we're going to start from here, the 2nd row, and I'm going to do a sideways double crochet. 1, 2 chain because of the closing makes already 3, and I'm going to do 3 double crochet, 1 chain space, and I'm coming into the other corner and we'll finish this corner here once we come around, and create my shell of 3 double crochet, 2 chain space, okay, and 1 chain again. If your tension is extremely tight, then do 2 chain. So I'm going to complete, and I'll come here at the end and I'm cutting my thread. So I've done my 1 chain. I'm going to come and I'm going to complete my last shell that we had started only with 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and close it in with slip stitch. I'm going to come in with the multicolored green. Okay, so we're going to come in the corner now with the multicolored green, single, and we're going to build those shells in the corners the normal way because we're cutting the thread right after this. So 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. And I wonder if my volume is, oh my goodness, never know where to turn this volume up. Anyway, I'll figure it out after. So do your 3 double crochet, 1 chain again, come in the space of the 2 chain. Most of you should know already how to build a granny square, but there's always new people coming into the channel that don't know yet. They're still learning. So 1 chain space and into the corner and create your shell of 3 double crochet. Of course, we have 3 here, probably didn't mention, and 2 chain space and 3 more double crochet. We're going to do this all the way around and then cut our thread, 1 chain, and come back in with 3 double crochet. And then I'm going to come in with the off-white, the cream, to add onto the other squares. So I've pulled my string to the front and I've put in my pearls. So I'm just going to come across with the same string, of course, and bring the string to the back and tie it in the back so the pearl can stay in place. If you don't want to do it this way, then you can just put a bit of string through your pearl and make 2-3 knots in the back. Normally I do it that way too, but because I'm just doing a quick sample here, I'm just going to do it this way. But I a lot of times do it this way too, even for patterns that I sell and for myself or for gifts or whatever the case may be. Which, a little reminder on the videos, any patterns that you like, you can always order them, and you could always get a hold of me, like I said, through the emails or through message on my Facebook page or the Instagram, and you can order some of my patterns because I get a lot of requests on the crochet groups, and usually I don't even answer a lot of them because it costs so much on shipping. But sometimes people, they don't mind paying the extra for the shipping to get it. So slip stitch knot, I'm coming in with the off-white, and then we're going to add onto that granny square. So come in with a single, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. We're doing those 3 double crochets. Okay, I'm going to do 1 chain, and I'm coming in back to back on the corner and closing in with single, coming back in and completing that shell of the 3 double crochets, 1 chain. I'm coming in on the next one where the 2 chain is, and I'm going to do my 3 double crochets. So we're adding these on, 1 chain again, coming into the 1 space chain back here. I don't know why I say 2 space, because I'm so used to doing 2 chain, that's why. So 3 double crochet again, 1 chain, coming in my last 1 chain space on the other square, coming back into the corner, do your 3 double crochets, 1 chain, and I'm grabbing the corner of that square with a single, coming back in, and I'm going to complete the rest of my square. Now don't cut your thread because we're going to continue to work by there with it. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, I had said not to cut the thread. I was wrong. You need to cut the thread, and if you're using different colors, here's the time where we use a different color. I'm coming in with the pink right on the corner on the long part, and we're going to do the 3 double crochets. This will be for the shell, but we're not going to complete it until we come around, so we're doing only 3, and then once we come around, then we'll complete it. So I'm going to do 1 more, and 1 chain space, coming into the next space. We want to create those 3 double crochets. Whatever we're doing on this side, of course, you have to do on the other side. 1 chain again. If your stitch is too tight, then either use a bigger hook or 2, a size bigger or 2, or do a 2 chain. 1 chain, I'm coming in on the last chain space here. Okay, we still need to create a group here, so we're going to do 1 inside of that space, 1 in the center here in between. Don't loosen it too much, tighten enough so it can look normal together. 1 chain, and then again, and we'll do the same thing to the other square as we're getting there. 1 chain, so I'll meet you here again. So we're getting to in between. Whoops, I have to do my 1 chain, 1 inside. You could go either in or over. It's up to you. One chain, and I'm going to come in, cut this thread here because I had a knot on it. Now it's going to change up a bit. So we're going to do the 3 double crochets in here, but it's going to change getting here to the corner. So we're doing these 3 here. So basically this last one we're not doing. We're doing that 1 chain, and we're coming in on the last double crochet, 1 chain, we're coming in the first double crochet, and we're going to have an increase here on the 3rd one, this one here, 2 together, so we'll have 4 double crochets on here. Okay, two chain, coming into the next one, doing the 3 double crochets here and an increase on this last one, 2 together, 1 chain, we're coming directly inside, no, yes, okay you guys, so instead of doing 1 chain on the edges, I'm going to do a 2 chain because I don't want it to pull, but I'm going to tighten that chain up. I'm not going to make a loose chain. We're coming directly on top of the double crochets and doing 3 double crochets. And on this same one, we're doing an increase, okay? Because we need these, are going to keep increasing these 3 all the way to the edge, because that's our round. 2 chain. I'm coming in to the first double crochet with 1 double crochet. 2 chain. Coming in on the 1 chain space and creating the 3 double crochets, 2 chain, and doing my shell at the corner, my normal shell, because like I said, 1 corner will be square and the next corner will be oval. So 2 chain space, do your shell, and here we start with 1 chain on the both sides. So the 2 chains are going to be only on the edges, okay? 1 chain. We're going to repeat the same thing as we did with the in between squares. Coming inside of the corner of the square. You can go over or in. I think in, it closes up the pattern better, so it doesn't give it that big gap. And we're going to repeat this until I meet you here, okay? Because these 2 will be the round and these 2 will be the square corners, okay? So where we have the normal shell, square corners, where we have the increases will be the oval, okay? So I'll meet you here at the other corner. So we're getting to almost a corner, doing my 1 chain, creating my 3 . 1 chain, I'm coming on top of the double crochet and creating that 1 double crochet exactly how we did on the opposite side. 1 chain, I'm coming on top of the double crochet and doing exactly how we did it on the opposite side, doing 1 double crochet and increase and 2 chain, and coming into the next double crochet, and on the last one 2 double crochets together. So we have the increase there, and we're going to have to do again the increase on here. So 1 2 chain, I'm coming in, I'm doing the 3 double crochets and an increase on the last one, 2 chain, I'm coming in, exactly how we have here, 1 double crochet, 2 chain, and doing my normal 3 double crochets, 2 chain, completing my shells. So we have shells on the opposite sides, and doing my side double crochet so we can be in the center. So we have the increase on the last one, 2 chain, the increase here, and also here, same thing as we did on this side. 1 2, and creating that shell. Where we have shells, it stays shells. We will complete it when we come back. 1 chain space on these sides. I'm keeping it at 1 chain space. Only at the edges I do 2 chain because we don't want it to be pulling. This stays the same until we get to that 1 chain here. So just create your little blocks all the way of 3 double crochet all the way until we get to that 1 double crochet place, space, whatever you want to call it. So now it's just creating little blocks inside of the 1 chain space, okay? And I'll meet you here at the 1 double crochet just before it. Okay, so I'm arriving where I have my 1 double crochet, 1 chain. We're going to create a group here, so 2 inside of the space and 1 on top of the double crochet. 1 chain, and where we have the increases on the corners, we keep them an increase. So always doing 1 double crochet, and on the last one 2 together. Now we're always going to have a row that has 1 double crochet, like the first one here, and then group. Next row will be 1 double crochet, next row the group, okay? Just to give you an idea. 2 chain, and start to do your double crochets, and then the increase at the end. Here on the sides we'll be doing 2 chain, we'll do double crochet, and we'll have the increase here on this one. Two chain on top of the double crochet, 2 inside of the space, 2 chain, and your 3 double crochets again, and where we have the shell continues as the shell. 2 chain and create your shell, your normal shell. 2 chain, 3 double crochet. So we know that this is the oval and this is the square. This is the square and the oval. They're the opposite sides, okay? So now continue to do your double crochets inside of the space, and here we do 2 and 1 on top. 1 chain and then the increase, 2 chain and then the increase at the end. We're just going to repeat exactly what we did here. So if you get confused and you don't want to rewind, you can just look at this side and create the same thing. Okay. Okay, you guys, so I've reached the end. I've put my 3 double crochets. We're going to do the double crochet sideways. So we can stay here on the center. Now you can either go up directly 3 chain, or you can come in and do a single and 2 chain. It's really up to you. We'll complete the shell once we come around. 1 chain and create your 3 double crochets. So it's going to stay the same. Where you have your increases, you do your increases. So we're just creating the 3 double crochets inside of that 1 chain space, nothing to it. And when we get here, we're going to do that 1 double crochet. Remember I said 1 row, 1 double crochet, 1 row of the group, 1 row of double crochet, 1 double crochet group, 1 double crochet group, okay? Where we have the increase, we're doing the increase. And I can see I forgot to do an increase here, but this is good when I make a mistake, because then I'll show you, instead of taking everything down, how we're going to add that increase here, because I totally forgot to put 2 together on the last one. Okay, so I'll meet you here so you guys can see how it's done, especially for new beginners, because some of you already know how I do it. Okay, so I'll meet you there. Okay, everyone, so I've arrived on that one that I forgot to do my increase, and this is especially important for beginners that are just coming on. So you're going to turn twice on your hook. You're going to come down here on the very last one that we're supposed to have that increase, and you're going to take out once. I'm going to come right on top of that once that I just did, and I'm going to do my normal double crochet. So now I have my increase below, and I'm going to do my other increase on the last double crochet. So this is a way of avoiding to take everything down. I think these are good techniques for you guys to learn. So 2 chain, and don't forget to do your increase where the increase is needed. Don't forget, like I did, right? But these are common things to happen. I mean, it's very rare that anybody will not make a mistake. I sure as do, and I don't add it. I like to show my mistakes so I can teach you guys how you can fix it without taking it down. 2 chain. So here we're going to do 1 double crochet only. 2 chain and continue. Remember what I said about where we have that 1 double crochet? We'll have 1 row with 1 double crochet, and the next row we'll be doing the group. Okay, so we'll have 1 here, and we'll have 1 here always, and on the other side the same thing. We'll have 1 double crochet. I'm still getting around it. 1 double crochet here, and we'll have 1 double crochet here. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of the row, because now it's just a repeat of everything that we just done. So basically, where you have your shell, you do your shell, normal shell, the corners, now I get a lot when I do like rugs, and yes, they're absolutely stunning, of course, and I get a lot of comments in the groups or friends, and they say, oh my god, I would never put that on the ground to be stepped on. You need to remember that we need to enjoy the good and pretty things in this lifetime. We bring nothing with us. We don't know what's on the other side. It's the mystery of the divine. So why not and enjoy what you can here? If it ruins, you create another one. So what? Makes it fun. But enjoy the good things of life. Don't stop using things or not wanting to use things because it's too pretty for the floor. So what? Have your floor pretty. It's not like you're out on the mud and coming in with boots or something, unless you got your boys or men or husband. But you know how to put them in their place. Come in, shoes off, slips on, flip-flops, whatever you want to throw them at them. They should know best. You should be the leader of your house. So don't worry about that. Just enjoy the good things of life. Okay? So we'll continue, and don't forget, here we'll do 1 double crochet exactly like here, and then the increases again. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the end. I'm going to do that sideways double crochet. And again, either you go up 3 chain, or you come in and do your single 1 chain, 2 chain, and then you do your 2 double crochet. So you'll have the half shell, and then when we come around, we complete it. Now, you can go up as many rows as you like. I'm going to do about 8 rows, and then I'm going to come in with a row of the off-white, and then a row of the pink, and a row of the off-white again. So when I'm done the 8 rows, I'll come back and show you. It's always a repeat now. Where we have the increase, continue the increase. Where we have, so next row is the group. Next row is 1 double crochet, where we have that 1 double crochet either there or on the sides. And everything else stays the same. So very simple. Once I am finished my 8 rows, I'll come back to you, and I'll be changing colors after my 8th row. Okay, so there's no point of recording the same thing over. It's just a repeat of what we've done. So you could always look when you are on that 1 double crochet. You can see it's going to be the group right after. So you're going to come inside and put your 2 double crochets and continue your groups. Where the shell is, it stays shell. And where we have the increase, you have to continue the increase. Remembering that it's 2 chain on this side and 2 chain space on this side. And on the sides, the longer side, it's 1 chain space. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of my 8th row. I'm starting 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm counting 8 rows from here, the pink. 1, 2, 3, I'm going into the 4th. I'll meet you then. Okay, everyone, so I've done row 8 of the pink, and I'm coming in directly where the square, changing colors. So I'm going to complete the shell here because I'm changing colors. There's no point of only doing 3 and then coming back and finishing it, because I'm going to change colors again back to the pink on the next round. So we're just going to repeat, and it will be the same thing on the next row also with the pink. I'm just going to come in the corner and do my shell, and then proceed the same way as we've been doing. I'll come back to you at the end once I'm done all of these rows you could always advance the video and see where I'm at. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my row. So next row will be pink also, and I'm going to start from the corner also. Okay everyone, so I've done up to row 11. So I've changed here row 9 in the off-white, and then pink, and then off-white. I'm going to come in this last row that I'm doing for the pattern after it's just the ending. We have 2 more rows left. So this is the last one with the same, almost the same I should say. So this row will not have any increases. It's just going to be we're doing the single 2 chain. We're going to do our shell. So we did the shell, and then we're doing 1 double crochet per space. Okay, this is all double crochets all the way around, and there will be no increase. Inside of the 1 chain space, we're doing only 1 double crochet, and then continue to do double crochet over double crochet. So very simple, there's nothing to it. We're just pretty much closing out the pattern. 1 inside the space and 1 double crochet per space. And then once I'm done this row, I'm cutting my thread, and I'm going to come back in again with the off-white just to complete my last row. Now of course this is small as a doily, but if you're doing with a macrame thread, then it will be a nice big rug. Okay, and it's perfect depending upon the colors that you use. It's perfect, like in this case it's pink. Even as a doily, the matching doily for the bedroom, little girl's room, is just perfect. Okay, so I'm going to complete mine. I got a knot here on my thread, trying to take my knot off. Okay, and then I'll meet you at the end to do the last row together. So everything is just double crochet in the 1 chain space, double crochet everywhere. And here we usually do the increase. We are not doing the increase, we're just doing 1 double crochet inside of the 2 chain here. Okay, so that's all there is to it. I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I'm coming in with the off-white on my last row. I'm just going to start here just where we have that 1 double crochet. We are at the edge. I'm going to come in and do a single, and 1 2 chain. I'm going to come in the center of my corner, my shell, and do a double crochet. 1 2 3, picot with single, and again, so I'm going to have 4 double crochets and 3 picots, I believe. I'll see how it goes. I'm going to do 1 more here in the corner because I don't want it to pull. So I'll do 5 double crochets and 4 picots. This is for the corner only because we don't want it to be pulling. 2 chain. I'm going to skip 1 2 3 on my 4th. Let me see if it works out. I think it does. 1 2 chain. I'm going to skip 1 2 3 on my 4th. Now I'm going to do only the 4 double crochets, all in the same space, and 3 picots. Only the corners are going to be 5 where the shells are. And then 2 chain, 1, 2, 3 on my 4th, single, 1, 2 chain, 1, 2, 3 on my 4th. Again, I'm going to repeat the 4 double crochets and the 3 picots. I'm going to do this until we get here to the curve, just to make sure that if we might have to skip only 3 and not 4 so it doesn't pull on the pattern. Okay, but this is how it is. And on the other side of the shell we're going to do the same thing as we did here, the 5 double crochets and 4 picots. I'll meet you at the edge. Okay, I'm getting already to the edge. It seems to be okay so far, so I don't have to make any changement on it. I don't have to change anything. If I felt that it was pulling, I would have cut down on the space, but it's not, so it's working out just fine. So I'm just going to continue to do it. If there's any changes, I'll come back and let you know. But so far, we're going to continue. Now, of course, when we get to the corners here, if we need to make an adjustment, then we will. But, I mean, look how pretty that's looking, right? It's just gorgeous. It's more even prettier in person. I look in the camera and this looks like a baby pink, but in reality it's a very pink, almost salmon. So the camera doesn't do its justice to the color. I don't know if you guys see the same color as I do, but my camera shows pink. Well, not that it's ugly. Pink is beautiful, but I wish I can see the same color on here on the camera. But anyway, it's okay. So I'm going to continue and then I'll come back to you if there's any changes. Okay, everyone, so we're reaching the other shell, the other corner. And what I did was, instead of skipping 1, 2, 3 and go on the 4th, I went in my 5th. So it wouldn't be too much of a... Still doing my 2 chains, and don't forget, here on the corners we're going to do those 5 double crochets and the 4 picots, just so it doesn't stretch too much on there. I just went over 1 more space. Oh, but Maggie, it's pulling too much. Well, you can do another chain if you'd like. But it shouldn't once you do your 5 double crochets and your 4 picots. It should not pull because it sort of like lies together. Because if I just pay attention on the 2 chain and when I go here, it's pulling a bit. But once you do the other ones, it all comes together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 1 more. No, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, it's 5 picots and 5 double crochets and 4 picots. So 1, 2, 3 on my 4th. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm going to go over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go over to my 5th. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3 on my 4th. And proceed again the same thing. The 3 picots and 4 double crochet all the way to the end. So there's nothing else to adjust here so far. So as you know, even though people ask me to create other things, and even when I don't know who the designer is, I always have my own twist on the pattern, so I change it, and this edge is my twist, not the official one that's like on the picture. Okay, but I'm sure somebody must have done it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, because there's a lot of these patterns going around. So at least out of my friends, a lot of them have created it. Okay, so I'm going to continue until the end, and then come back to you at the end once I am completely done with it. Okay, everyone, so we're reaching the other shell, the other corner, and what I did was, instead of skipping 1, 2, 3 and go on the 4th, I went in my 5th, so it wouldn't be too much of a, still doing my 2 chains. And don't forget, here on the corners we're going to do those 5 double crochets and the 4 picots, just so it doesn't stretch too much on there. So I just went over one more space. Oh, but Maggie, it's pulling too much. Well, you can do another chain if you'd like. But it shouldn't, once you do your 5 double crochets and your 4 picots, it should not pull, because it sort of like lies together. Because if I just pay attention on the 2 chain, and when I go here, it's pulling a bit, but once you do the other ones, it all comes together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do one more. No, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, it's 5 picots and 5 double crochets and 4 picots. So 1, 2, 3 on my 4th. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go over to my 5th. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on my 4th. And proceed again the same thing, the 3 picots and 4 double crochet all the way to the end. So there's nothing else to adjust here so far. So as you know, even though people ask me to create other things, and even when I don't know who the designer is, I always have my own twist on the pattern, so I change it, and this edge is my twist, not the official one that's like on the picture. Okay, but I'm sure somebody must have done it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, because there's a lot of these patterns going around. So at least out of my friends, a lot of them have created it. Okay, so I'm going to continue until the end, and then come back to you at the end once I am completely done with it. Okay, everyone, pretty much done the doily. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I hope you think so too. So I'll have the pictures and a little video at the end. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. If possible, share. Sharing is caring. And also, like I mentioned, if you're interested in threads, they're $12, 100 grams. 100 grams is between 300 and 325 yards. For most of you go by yards. And minimum of 6 balls of thread, because it's too much for me at the post office waiting so long to ship something out. Of course, you know, the shipping is coming from Portugal and Europe, so it takes about, depending up on each country and their services, but it takes about between 2 to 3 to 3.5 weeks arrival, or it could be faster, it could be a week, depending, like I said, on your services at your country. Okay, so we'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much, everyone. Until next time, God bless. I send you much love and much hugs to every single one of you. Remember, if you're going through a rough time, tomorrow's another day. and the top of one hill is always the bottom of the next. Stay positive. Until next time. Bye-bye, everyone.